Good day, everybody. Slightly earlier than most days. I should pat myself on the back for that, I guess. Right? One thing I did forget to do, though, is change my Twitch chat account setting things for follows and chats. So we have one more day of misery. Master Umbreon, what's going on? But, yeah, we're really hoping for 3-segment Dunsparce today. It's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. Watch hours! They're on the up and up, guys. They're on the up and up. So are subscribers. So, yeah. Good times. YouTube will hopefully be making me some money soon. Hopefully be making me. But, hope you're all good. It's Friday. We made it. For those of you that actually have a Monday to Friday job. If you don't, we still made it. I mean, sometimes it's tough to make it and not make it, right? You know, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I can order some veneers today so I can get going on building my 15-foot throwing axe for my marathon league weeks. Oopsies. What have I done? What have I done? Give me 2 seconds. This will be an interesting situation. I'm gonna go to a marathon league. Never really throwing 15-foot line before. And never throwing the axe that I'm building before this. It's gonna be interesting. I'm just hoping that the axe I build survives a 15-foot throw. What do you got for outbreaks, just out of curiosity? Probably connect to the internet. Anywho. Anybody got big plans for the weekend? Me? Work. Work. I wonder if I can find a thinner table saw blade. Hey, that's awesome. Fantastic, Master Eve. I'm glad you get that time. I don't know why, but YouTube says that I have no viewers. Oh, I know that friend. I know that friend of yours. I want to say his name is Jack. I know. I think it's just the I don't know why I remember his name. I know I do have viewers. I think it's just that the YouTube dashboard's pretty rudimentary at times, and then it self-corrects, because even if I hit... when I hit end stream, it says, oh yeah, 12 hours of watch time, and then I go check it a few hours later, and it's like, well, actually, it was 18. And I'm like, well, 18's much better. Mom didn't even try to see her? That's sad. That's sad. Hey, DJ, what's going on? I'm doing good. How are you? Feeling good. Feeling great. Sword and Shield Nuzlocke? That'd be fun. That would be fun. You only lost one Pokemon by the fire gym? Not bad. Not bad at all. That's brutal. That's brutal. At least you're making attempts. You're doing everything you can. I don't know what the weirds are, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to memorize them before the end of this hunt. Totally fair. Totally fair. I understand what you're saying there. You know what's funny? As soon as you guys typed in YouTube, the view count just spiked and maintained. I mean, it shouldn't, though. You're still watching. It's still on the screen. We got 2 Dunsparces. I have to put on some lip chat. You know, I just thought, even if I order those veneers today, they probably won't get here until, like, Thursday. So then I'm going to have even less time, because Thursday is, like, the 11th, and the Marathon League is on the 20th. So I better get moving. I better get moving. Good news is it's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 pieces. Not a big deal. I've seen worse. Have I done worse? No, but I've seen worse. I could make it 27 pieces if I really wanted to. But I'm probably not going to do that. At least I know I can get away with like a 10-minute clamp time to clamp some more. And then after that it should be fine. Like, I'm still going to let it sit overnight so that the full clamping. It's only a temporary unclamp and then reclamp. I saw that. I saw that. This World Juniors has had no rhyme or reason at all. I was listening to the NHL Network briefly yesterday. A couple of the mystery packs sold on eBay while I was streaming, so I sent those. And legitimately bumps them up a spot. So they're in a different pool next year. Not so worried about relegation. But they were talking about the games, and they're like, yeah, so, if you're the U.S. going against Sweden, what, if you were the coach, what's your message to the team? And they were like, well, we already know the reffing won't be in your favor. In fact, it'll most likely be against you, so stay out of the box. Other than that, you're better than Sweden. You got this. I was like, my God, if that is like literally the analysts just straight up saying the refereeing is horrible, what is wrong with this tournament? Worst part is the refs and even like the committee that like sanctions them or whatever probably goes home, lights a cigar, sips on some scotch, and said, yeah, we had a good tournament. We did some good things, boys. Like, I even watched the hit that I missed in the Canada-Germany game. Like, if Connor Geeky's hit was a shot to the head, which it wasn't. It was a hard hit. It was the fact that one player was 6'3" and the other player was 5'10". That doesn't help. But then that hit from behind that the German player did to Canada, oh, that was ugly. That was ugly. Yeah, he had his head down and he was a shorter player. But man, that hit... Oof. That other hit that the German player did right from behind and then the Canadian player head first into the boards, that was ugly. That was ugly. And then yesterday... At least he wasn't hurt is the biggest thing, yeah. I think he got traded yesterday, too. I think basically if you were at the World Juniors, you got traded. Kind of feels that way anyway. And then I finally saw the video of that 5-minute spearing major in the Swiss-Sweden game that got knocked down to 2 minutes. What a joke. What a joke. Whew. Like, at that point, to me, Canada was already out. So what would it matter? I just want to see good, clean hockey and have the game not dictated by BS. But it was dictated by BS, that's for sure. Oh, because the poke was a retaliation for the slash. If you're going to call that, you got to call the slash. Like... But that was hometown favoritism refereeing at its finest. I've never seen anything so brutal before. Well, not true. Give me 10 seconds, guys. I do too. There's other tournaments where for sure I'm rooting for Sweden. Like, I can't remember which Olympics. Well, oh wow. Which Olympics? Well, it was probably Canada-Sweden final. And I felt a little bit bad. Only because Henrik Lundqvist was the goalie for Sweden. What up, Kyle? I'm doing good. Doing good. How are you doing? The biggest thing too, McKnights, was just after that game. Or it was just after Lundqvist lost to LA for the Stanley Cup, and I was like, man, this guy's had like heartbreak after heartbreak being a goalie. That's what it was, I think. What? That's like right up there with like Cujo, one of the best goalies in the world to never win it. And then, not to bash my own team, but, and then you get a goalie like Darcy Kemper winning the cup. Like, don't get me wrong, good goaltender, but not a great. There might be a couple times I put the controller down just because I'm texting my mom at the same time right now. Well, he had some great moments, like, you know, the time he wanted to fight everybody, and then the other time he wanted to fight everybody, and then that time he was two-hand slashing everybody. You know, he had some great moments. That time he laid a body check instead of making a save. You know. He had great moments. And he liked to combine himself. He was like Dominic Hasek combined with a little bit of Billy Smith. And then And yeah, and then Hextall. That's who I was waiting. My brain was not getting there. My brain was not getting there. God damn it, Mom. Okay, focused up now. We're ready to go. Let's get a couple more of these shiny. Let's just get one shiny out of the sandwich today, right? Guys, watch hours. YouTube, they're finally on the up and up. We basically maintained during the apocalypse that was the watch hours falling off, and now we're gaining again. So all you guys' hard work of just sitting there watching, trust me, I'm pretty sure I'm boring at times. Appreciate it. I really gotta, I think one thing, want to hear something ironic? Isn't it ironic? Always. I gotta start utilizing the community tab better again. Put up engaging stuff instead of just, hey guys. Isn't it ironic? Oh, I know that name. I know, I'm pretty sure I've watched a couple games that he refed. I'm pretty sure he was a referee that I made the joke to my parents. I was like... Because this is also ironic. That the officials of the game are presented by 2020 Vision Care, and I said, isn't it ironic that the referees are presented by an eye care facility? Like, I'm pretty sure he was the ref that night. And then things got a whole lot worse since then. So maybe it's my bad that the reffing is terrible. Oh boy. I don't know what reffing is like in the other two divisions of the CFL, but WHL reffing is not good. And it hasn't been for a long time. There was a moment where it got better, but then it got worse. Again. Like, I'm sure you remember this fondly as I do, McKnights. That the reffing was so bad at the old arena at times, fans would litter the ice with garbage because the refs are so bad. Really? How do scouts even get an accurate opinion of how players can play if the refereeing is that bad and they control everything? Ugh. Well, I think they've been kind of told to be against hitting because it's just by virtue of them banning fighting. I don't hate the idea of being by the book, but I don't know. But basically, the game that I went to the other night on yeah, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but they just automatically call it a cross-check, yeah. But the refereeing was so bad in the game the other night, I literally thought we were back at the downtown arena. The arena named the arena. And people were about to start throwing shit on the ice. I really thought that that was the case. That's how bad it was, and that's how bad it felt. Like, remember I told you about the HOTUS major? The HOTUS major in game misconduct? Did you know they didn't even call a penalty to start with? Not a single thing was called. The play went on for about 20 seconds, and it was only blown dead because there was an injured player on the ice. Oh my good God. That's terrible. I mean, that's more on the fan to not, like, restrain yourself. Yeah, to attack somebody, that's like 70s style hockey. That's Peter McNabb jumping the boards to attack a fan. Style hockey. That's Ty Domi dragging somebody into the penalty box kind of hockey. Man. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. I just think too, like, in the HOTUS situation, if you see a player that kind of, yes, exactly. And to a lesser extent, Craig McTavish pulling out Harvey the Hound's tongue. But legitimately, that was hilarious. It was hilarious. That's why I'm like, to a lesser extent, but it was also mascot coach interaction, opposing teams. That's like one of those things that just happens. It's hilarious. Okay? It's one of those things that you expect because it's just an opposing team and a mascot. If it was anything but a mascot, everyone would be like, oh my God, the world is ending. But it was a mascot, so nobody cared, and everyone laughed. I'm just like thinking about the HOTUS thing. If you see a player behind the net, and he clearly tripped on himself, and he fell down, and call a penalty right then and there if you see the player fall, then nobody would have guessed or debated it. But the fact that the play went on for 20 seconds and then you called a penalty, that's why everyone was like, what? And then a 5-minute major and a game misconduct on top of that. Because clearly what they had seen, and what everybody had seen, is the player fall on his own. But they felt obligated to call something because he inevitably was injured. There was blood on the ice. I'm pretty sure the visor cut his nose. But they felt like they needed to call a 5-minute major and a game misconduct for nothing. And I have not seen... Well, that's what I thought, too. I thought, okay, maybe they called it so they can review it to get the right call. All they did was, after the player was injured and the Red Deer trainer came out to look at the player, all they did was the refs got together at that moment and then decided to call the penalty. After the trainer had picked the guy up off the ice and they had seen a little spot of blood on the ice. Then they called the 5-minute major in a game misconduct. It might just be an NHL thing, but I'm pretty sure that NHL always calls the more severe penalties so that they can review it to get it right. And I thought that that was just like a WHL thing because the WHL adopts a lot of things that the NHL does. But no, there was no review. There was just a talks amongst themselves, and it was more like a, I don't think we saw what actually happened, but maybe we need to put order to this game, so here's 5 in a game. And at that point, nothing had happened because it was only 2.5 minutes into the game. Oh, Willie was more than pacing. Willie was fired up. He was swearing. He was throwing. The clipboard was going. He was tomato red in the face. The referee got called over, and all 3 coaches were giving it to him. All 3 of them. It got to the point where the linesman stepped in, and all that happened was the coaches separated and started yelling at all of the linesmen and referees themselves. So it was like, just down the bench, it's just 4 linesmen and coaches yelling at each other. I would say so too. I would say so too. It was a game to watch, man. Like, nothing had gotten out of hand yet. There was no need to call something that severe 2 minutes into the game. No, I didn't see that one. A line brawl? So hockey really is reverting back to the 70s and 80s. Love it. Where's Patrick Waugh and Chris Osgood when you need them? You don't need to, Master Evie. Here's the thing. We got dangerous weapons on our feet. We have weapons in our hands. And people are going at 25 miles an hour, smashing into each other, trying to put a puck that's 3 inches across into a net. That's all you really need to know. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. That's Patrick Waugh style in his first game coaching the Avalanche. He started pushing the separation glass into Bruce Boudreau. A coaching fight. Ridiculous. You know what? Mighty Ducks might be the most accurate representation of a hockey movie ever. $5,000. That's a good chunk of change for a WHL coach. I'm assuming. I don't know how much they make. They're probably doing okay. But I'm assuming everyone talks about Willie's Mansion out in Riverside. I'm like, pretty sure that was mostly LA, Dallas, and Vancouver money. Oh, I'm aware of the actual movies, but, well, Mighty Ducks movies are the more fun. And yes, good. Okay, I'm going to tell you this right now, Master Evie. There is an accurate representation of one scene in the Mighty Ducks movies. Goalies used to get tied. Oh, we phased out? Brutal. Game frozen anyway. Goalies used to get tied into the net to force them to be a stand-up goalie because the hybrid drop-down style was trash. So goalies used to actually get tied into the net to force them to stand up and get a firing range at them. That is accurate, and that used to happen. And I only know that because I have listened to a lot of goalie history podcast stuff. Did you guys used to have a goalie coach? Nope, the coach just tied us into the net and we got shot at. I was like, okay. Borderline child abuse indeed. It was a different time. It was a maybe simpler time, we don't know. Yeah. Master Even, you even have 2 hockey teams, 3 hockey teams right near you. NHL teams at that. One team's tickets are going to be exorbitantly more expensive than the other teams, but that's what you get for having an Original 6 franchise. Yeah, but there was still a jockstrap that helped that situation. It bruises, definitely bruises the surrounding area. You have the New York Rangers, the New York Islanders, and the New Jersey Devils, all within, like, driving area, apparently. And all 3 teams are actually doing pretty good this year. And 2 of them are set to line up in the playoffs against each other for the 2nd year in a row. And it's gonna be great. Well, there's nothing in Vermont. So they're all still relatively close. It's like the California teams. They're all relatively close. Oh, yeah. Fair enough. 4 teams in your surrounding area. You know what? Might as well just include Toronto while you're at it. And Detroit. Maybe Montreal. You know what? I'm getting a little jealous of Master Eve. He's kind of spoiled with all the NHL teams around him. He's got like 15 teams right. He's got half the league right beside him. See? Not to mention 3 Original 6, 4 if you include Toronto if you want. I know a lot of Toronto fans make the drive to Buffalo and New York to watch the teams. That'd be 3 Original 6. Well, yeah, in our minds. I'll still never forget going to the tournament. A lot of people coming from, like, Saskatchewan, Vancouver, all flying in, and, you know, it's one of those, they've heard of Medicine Hat, but, you know, how far a drive is that? I was like, I don't know, I'll go back tonight. Isn't that like a full day's drive? And I'm like, nah, it's just over 2.5 hours. Oof, that's a long one. Is it? Is it a long one? Pretty sure I do Edmonton in a day. Ain't that bad. That's a long one. Okay. If you say so, pal. It is an interesting dynamic shift, though. Like a friend of mine, he used to be a professional RC racer. And he would go to a lot of European countries a lot. And he's like, yeah, we would drive for like 35 minutes and cross like 6 countries. It was crazy. Okay, then. 329 miles. And if you drive 100 miles an hour, that's only 3.5 hours. Or 160 kilometers an hour. Pretty sure I'd get about 17 tickets to do that. And it would still take me the typical 5.5 hours. But, you know. Yeah, exactly, minor details. Making lunch. You're only allowed to leave if you tell me what you're making for lunch so I can live vicariously through your lunch. Oh. I felt my cheek saliva up as soon as he said grilled cheese. I am such a fat kid. I'm such a fat kid. That's not that bad. Potato bacon. Oh my god. You're gonna make me want to start doing 2-a-days at the gym just so I can eat like crap all the time. 5 hours isn't that bad. Technically, where me and McKnight's are, we're about 2 hours from the American border. And that gets us into Montana. Dunsparce is being stubborn today. Oh, I like cheeseburgers, but I don't know what bees triggers are. You know what? And that's just a... No stop, just go. Swap drivers. Because us Canadians are, interesting folk. My friend Ty used to do that all the time. His mom and dad would just swap drivers on their way to California drives for races. Vegas and Salt Lake, and yeah, that'd be interesting. The furthest I ever went for racing RC cars was Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And every time I would tell somebody we were in Idaho, he'd say Idaho, and I'm like, thanks. Idaho really is nice. I like the one, I can't remember what it's called, but the route that we took, we ended up crossing over this lake. And the bridge, I swear, was like 15 miles long over this lake. And then you could see this like tourist town off to the side. I don't remember... The trip was a long time ago. It was like 2005 I went. Maybe 2006. Master Evie redeeming the shiny luck. Thank you. It's needed today. I still have a little program from that race. It was the only race that they really tried to take it like a professional event. They really tried to make it like a motocross event. It was really cool. Yeah, that's where the race was in Coeur d'Alene. In the Stampede grounds. Outdoors. They sold tickets for the grandstands and everything. It was called the Manufacturers Cup. And the winner of the pro classes ended up getting like dirt bikes and money, and it was like the biggest race that had ever existed at the time. And it was the only race where instead of who can complete the most laps in X amount of time, it was the person or the fastest person to complete 75 laps. Which was very interesting for us because now how do you strategize pit stops? How do you strategize passing? How, like, it became more of an all-out. Yeah, it was like 75 laps, and it was still roughly about a... The track was big enough. It still ended up being about a 30-minute race, 35-minute race. But they made this massive tabletop jump in front of the grandstands. It was like a 40-foot tabletop jump, which is massive for an RC car to take. And at that race, they got together with all the major manufacturers of RC car stuff, and they offered for the people in sportsman class, they offered them a 1-year $5,000 sponsorship. And for the one class that I was running, I missed bumping up into the A main to qualify for that and have the chance to win that by 0.8 of a second. Not that it would have, like, changed. Well, you know what? It might have. Because if I had $5,000 to be like, alright, new car, new radio, new motor, and I get to go to another race across the world, sure, it might have changed some things, but I really don't think it would have changed a lot. It might have changed my life for that summer. I think that's about as far as it would have gone. And then, in all honesty, I don't regret 1 second of my life involving myself into that hobby or sport, whatever you want to call it. For me, more of a hobby, even though at one point I was a sponsored driver, but that's because it was more of a who I knew instead of how good I was doing. I was still a contending racer, but I wasn't like a, this guy's gonna win every time. It's like a, oh, he'll be a top 5 guy. I was good memories and good people. I have some lifelong friends that I will never forget. I'm still in contact with and still support me to this day because of it. So, Ty himself, like, I'm gonna go hang out with him again on Saturday and play some poker. Mike in Axe Ring League, him and his brother were both into RC. That's how I know him, right? James, the one guy that I was like, oh yeah, I know a plumber that can do everything for you. RC. So in that aspect, what's money? in that aspect, what's money when you have those lifelong bonds and friendships? Because he spent 10 years in a hobby. Did it go anywhere? No. Did it need to go anywhere? No. But in the grand scheme of things, it's going places because I have that half a dozen people that'll be in my corner and in my side no matter what, because I'm in their corner and their side no matter what as well. So You know, life leads you down the path that you're meant to be led down. It introduces you to the people in your life that you should be introduced to, and gets rid of the people in your life that are either there to damage it or don't serve purposes. So I'm you know, it's at the end of the day, I spent every penny I had. It does. Everything happens for a reason. I mean, like, you look at the RC industry as a whole, or not industry, but as at my time in RC. What did Mike tell me on my, what would have been, well, I guess you wouldn't have been there, but on the last men's league day that we ever had, that I was there, he goes, so this is it, huh? I was like, yeah, that moving on. He goes, when you get your stuff going, if you need help building, if whatever else, I don't want to invest, but whatever you need to do to get building and whatever else, tools, time, effort, whatever, I'm there. All right. So, in that aspect where my life is right now, that, I mean, I was in it for a lot longer than Mike was, but that 5-6 years where we went to races together, we stayed in hotels, we split vehicles, we split gases, all that other stuff. Didn't pay anything at the time. Didn't need to pay anything at the time. But now you fast forward 10, 15 years later and you're like, okay, that was everything. Like, so, now he's not a carpenter by trade. He may as well be. He can build anything and everything. He's actually an electrical engineer. But yeah, it's pretty crazy where the world leads you down sometimes. Also, is this like the third longest dry spell we've had for a shiny on Dunsparce with this hunt? This is ridiculous. I know twice we've phased out with 2 sandwiches and no shinies. It kind of feels like we're about to do it a third time. This is 45 minutes and no shinies. I think all of yesterday's good RNG was used up. The game, I should have just complained sooner. I really should have just started complaining sooner. Back to life mottos. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. Alright, now just like 7 more to make up for that wasted lost time. Maybe 8 would be great. Feels good to get that one, though, because now it's like, well, you never know which one it's gonna be. There was one in the wall there. The dirt around that one digging made me think it was a shiny that I lost, but it wasn't. It wasn't. In kind of a cheating way? Were they hatching eggs at the same time? Because I've thought about it. I mean, it really would be a way to increase my odds. Or increase my encounters. Now, 1 in 400 isn't much better. But what would the cheating way be? This is as boosted as I know. Boo. I don't know that sandwich power stacks, though. So I think they all just... Well... Yeah, that's just wasted. Because Dunsparce only spawns here. All three of them would be close enough for them to spawn. It doesn't double or triple your spawns. It just assigns a spawn to the person in Union Circle. And if you're hunting specifically this area, they're all close enough. I guess the only way that it's an advantage is, like, I could stay on this level and run back and forth. You could go down there and run back and forth. And somebody could go up there and run back and forth. But... outside of that, like... any given time, you're likely to be close enough that they're gonna spawn anyway. And like somebody mentioned in my comments of when I got the Dunsparce that fell off the cliff, Pokemon will only disappear in this game on the vertical axis. Or sorry, the horizontal axis is the only time they will disappear. Horizontally they stay, so that it would be absolutely pointless for them to do free sandwiches. You'd be better off to conserve your materials and rotate out who's doing the sandwiches so that you guys all get it. However, if you're doing a reset method like I'm doing, you get to keep your materials no matter what. The first person that I knew of that did this method was actually Mahjong Phil about... Hey, there we go. At pretty much the exact same spot the other one showed up. He did this method like... Yeah, so then what's the point? The method that I'm doing, he did back on his birthday for like a 24-hour stream, and I think that was like February last year. So it got popularized by Shiny Catherine, but I don't think she was the first one to do it. And I'm not saying Phil was the first one to do it either. I'm just saying that Phil was the first one that I seen do it. Or I saw do it, however you want to grammatically correct me, that's fine. But at the end of the day, it's just a method. But sending all the shinies to one person, I still don't see how they're getting more than me just being on my own. Especially because the sandwich powers don't stack. I guess maybe because you're getting 3 times the amount of spawns if you're away from each other. So if they're far enough away from each other, then yeah, they're getting 3 times the amount of spawns. But in this area of hunting, it's pretty unlikely. I'll take my chances. We're only about 40 hours in now. What's another 150 hours? I'm not even close to odds. I'll be 2 away from halfway there at this point, but that's about it. Like I said to you last night, if I start hitting that 90, 95, then I'm going to be like, we're in for a doozy. We're in for a doozy. But knowing what odds are and the fact that the game is complete RNG that way, seeing people go as high as 300, I got into this knowing it could go as high as 300. So, I'm ready for the long haul. Kind of like Temple, yes. Just way less encounters and a different objective, but about the same time frame. Apparently I need to go down here because this is where they spawn in this cycle anyway. Or they just don't spawn at all. Better. Funny thing. Oh, McKnights, you might have missed yesterday when we started getting on the topic of how speedrunners might be autistic. That was a fun little thing. Yeah. Arranging your setup while watching. Yeah, it's all a whole bunch of like the hyperfixation that autism can bring. And I'm like, I'm not speedrunning, but you know, in like a year I have like 550 hours into this game, right? The webcam in front of your face, the microphone in front of your face. There you go. I'm going to tell you this right now. About the behind you view. I'm going to tell you this right now. It's only going to make you feel better. I'm gonna put it to you this way. Even more so this way. How many people have complimented me on my room setup? The answer's like 7, but they've all been graphic artists trying to get emote money out of me. Ooh, lights. They aren't even hung well right now. I do want to straighten that out. I do have more clips to make them hang straighter. But I do want to get that done. So that's going to be added to the laundry list of about 9,000 things to do, and that's going to be number 9,001. I had an itchy nose. I don't know if you could tell by me scratching my nose, but I had an itchy nose. Oh, nothing for 15 minutes. But we'll take 3 in the last 15 minutes. And I mean, if that's the case, then go for it. That's all you. If it makes you feel better and you think that you will make better content because of it, then great. But I'm also thinking that you're gonna have a lot of success on audio only platforms. So but yeah, if you're wow. Was that a last second shiny or was that a last second shiny? Ooh wee. But if it makes you feel better and that you think that you'll make better content based on the environment you're in, absolutely make the environment the way. All right. I didn't do it. All the way to box number 2. You're gonna need a bigger space soon. All level 57s. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. I didn't need to back out. Boop-a-doom. It literally just crossed my brain. If it's one of these 3... That was my exact plan, Mastery. This room was about to be a card shop, my stream room, everything. Until it wasn't. That wasn't my fault. Okay. Ready. Who's ready? I am. It's faster to go this way. Whew. Number 47. Number 48. Nope. Nope, nope. And number 49. Nope. Womp, 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 womp. You guys told Dunsparce to be like, bro. That's one thing I've never thought of. Maybe they sketch it first and then they say, how does this thing sound? Because there's a lot of very similar sounding Pokemon. At least 3 to 4 bedrooms. For me on my own, I'd like 2. I would like to have my stream room separate from my bedroom. I think it would do good a lot for like my actual sleep. But outside of that, I don't need anything else. Like, even for me, like, you know what? I could get away with honestly, I could get away with a 1 bedroom. And my stream room would just be my living room. I don't see anything wrong with that. The only... Well... Let me retract that. I was like... Yeah, yours would be just fine for me. I don't know that... Where you... Yeah, I don't know. McKnights, we've already got the deal. I'm making a streaming office inside the venue, so it just doesn't matter anyway. Then all I need is a loft. Just need a barn, put me up with some haystacks, and call it a day. Good enough. Okay, I don't like the fact that Frostmoth spawned. Oof. I knew it. I frickin' knew it. Did I do this? So did I do the herbas in the wrong order? Did I go sour then salty and that's what messed it up? I might have. I wonder if there was a weird update. I mean, I haven't updated my game. I haven't even connected my game to the internet. Mind you, well, I don't know. Maybe, I mean, that could be a potential later, but I haven't seen it yet. Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, my last 3 days have done that. Could just, I mean, let's be real. It's not like we've had the smoothest running game experience over the past year and 4 months. It's not like or year and 3 months. Not like they've had time to fix it or anything. Okay, we're looking better now. No frost moth spawn, so should be okay this time. No promises, but we should be okay this time. Yeah. Yeah. Master Eevee redeeming more shiny luck. Worked last time, we got 3 in 1 sandwich, so let's hope. Put you 2 in timeout. That's a lie. I won't put you guys in timeout. It's too much of a hazard to try and, or hassle, to try and make you guys mods again. Yeah, you're a good experiment for a lot of things. I don't know about that one. He gone. However, no shiny Dunsparce today. That's a win, right? But we only got a little over an hour or so. Still getting 3 with having 1 sandwich get nothing? Or the first sandwich get nothing, the second sandwich coming through with 3 at the very end? That's a pretty okay deal. That's still 3 in an hour. I'm okay with that. Be another 6 today. Guys, I'm really creeping in on that 1,000 subscriber mark. I'm not too sure when we'll hit it, but I mean, it's going up and up, and that's going to be a moment. Where I don't know how to feel. In a moment where, well, we're gonna have to celebrate on stream somehow. Maybe I'll do battles with chat or something. I don't know. Show you guys how much I actually don't know about Pokemon. By you battling this. Ignites, I'm pretty sure we have like the same team. You learn something from me every day about Pokemon. So basically that would be a student beat the teacher situation. And the problem is I'm on stream. I have no secrets. I could hide my stream every time I select a move, but I don't want to do that. That's work. The only thing that would be a secret is if I swapped the abilities of some of my Pokemon to, like, mess with you a little bit. You live for battling on this game? Since when? I'm not counting raids. That's not battling. I don't know. You can make Koraidon dizzy? Ah, awesome. Same for me. I don't understand your idea of I would battle with 7 in the deck just so I could battle everyone. You can battle everybody no matter what. You're not wasting your time, though, if you're going out to collect specific Pokemon. Yeah, these are the first decks I've ever completed, too. Well, that stands to reason, then. Have you seen me play this game? I don't battle to catch anything. It might attack me, but I don't battle it at all. I just throw Pokeballs. I get what you're saying, though. She liked Arceus because she could catch without encountering. Maxed out on research. There's some, though, that you can't max out on research for some Pokemon because you do have to battle. For some of it, but... Alright. I'm gonna stand in this corner. I'm just gonna let them spawn. And there better be a shiny on the screen when I come back. Even though I'm just moving 6 feet to grab a snack. She should become the new completionist YouTuber, seeing as the actual completionist cancelled as speed. She could become the completionette and have 2 million YouTube subscribers. The problem is she loves animals and it's like saving animals too much to dedicate the time to that. Maybe. Maybe not. Unless she has a more dedicated friend group. I know where you're going with that, but I don't think it happens all the time. Doesn't mean they're dedicated, and it doesn't mean they'll watch. That would be nice, Master Eevee. Sleep is important. Well then. He just needs to tell those friends about this, and we're set. 5 a.m. for 4 hours. Bro, that ain't healthy at all. The sleep of faith worked yesterday. No? Alright. I'm almost disgusted at how terrible the sleep habits of my chat are. That hurts me. Oh, I know. That's why when you said, oh yeah, I'm getting a job where I might have to start at 5 in the morning, I was like, yeah, you? Okay. I am... That wouldn't matter to me. Binging or not. If I'm tired, I'm done. I'm going to bed. If I get less than 7 hours of sleep, I have to be 7 to 9. If I get less than 7, I can't do a damn thing the next day. Which makes me wonder. It must be pure excitement as to why I can do things at axe throwing tournaments. I got 4th place in Big Axe on a discipline I've never thrown on about 4 hours of sleep. I'm not going to talk about how much caffeine I had, but I had about 4 hours of sleep. The next night for Hatchet, I got a little bit better sleep because I figured out the stupid air conditioner in the hotel room. But I was still like sleeping on a bed of rocks. I appreciate that. It's adding up now. We're closer to 2,000 hours than we are 1,900 hours. I'm just curious. Are you using 2 accounts, or is it the same account? It might not add up as we think if it's the same account. Oh, beauty. They were golden. I figured that was the case, but doesn't hurt to clarify. Clarify, quantify. I don't know why I'm saying quantify, but we are. Right. That's right. Is it just me, or is this an incredibly strange day of shiny Dunsparce hunting? I don't know that it does, Master Eevee. I think you commented before on like my posts and stuff. I think you've swapped it. I know it used to be your real name at one point. Yeah, you typed in and I was like, you sure you want to dox yourself? And you were like, oh yeah, it's fine. 5 minutes later, your name was changed, and I was like, yeah, that ain't fine. It is. It really is, because it just connects to your Google account, right? And your Google account knows everything. It's really going to be weird for me to get used to the routine of no gym on Fridays. Okay, good. It wasn't just the light. This one will be number 50. Halfway to odds. Yeah, Master Eevee88. Unless you just changed your name, I don't know. You might have just changed it. My view count also went up when you... Hey, McKnights. Pretty sure you could redeem Shiny Luck right now based on how much time's left on the sandwich. Or you might be able... Yeah, there it is. You're testing. Fair enough. McKnights is all over the Shiny Luck redemption. Yeah, it's gonna feel weird not going to the gym on Fridays instead of not going on Sundays or Saturdays. Got too many points. Well, there is one thing that's a points eater. You could redeem one every stream for 5 streams, and then you'd be down to 0. Maybe not 0, but... Can't find a good option, though. It doesn't have to be good when you have 5 choices. Would you guys believe that I spent, without redeeming anything, or without betting, sorry, losing on betting, in a channel, 500,000 points, just to hear an audio alert? And then I'm back up to 112,000 points in that same channel. And I bet sometimes on it, but I don't bet a lot when he puts up the predictions. And would you believe that on another channel, I'm over 1.2 million points? That one I got there because I got correct on a lot of predictions. I don't know what to do with them. Hey, shiny luck. Oh, these are just channel points that I'm talking about with predictions and stuff. I entered a few things, but I think the people that I enter with are too big for me to even have a chance. The one thing I entered recently was Grand Pooh Bear. He was giving away 3 Super NTs and 3 FX Pack Pros with the release of Grand Pooh World 3. I didn't win. I already have one. I already have that full setup, but, you know, why not get a second one? We'll be at 51. Baby. I enter things when I see things that are like cost effective to enter. Like, do you follow the Twitch channel? Yeah, how else would I know they have a giveaway? Do you subscribe to them on YouTube? Plus 5 entries. Okay. That's what I do. I also entered the giveaway for the audio setup, and I don't know if they've drawn for that yet. I'm just going to assume I didn't win it. Oh, I know what I should order as well. I feel like I need to find a thinner saw blade for when I cut wedge slots. I figured. I'm still thoroughly entertained that I can make her ride on Dizzy. Does it work the other way? Yeah, he does not like it. You may have found a satisfactory emote. Yeah. Satisfactory. 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 The only thing is, if he's on mobile, he won't be able to see it. Womp, womp. You didn't add the link. Unless you did, and it's just... God damn it. I gave a spot in the redemption for you to add the link in the redemption. Yeah, I'm okay with that. For raids. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, are we ready for number 50 and 51? I could just get a GG one. Cost money. Speed is 69. Nice. This is the Dunsparce if there is one. Speed of 69. It's got to be the one, right? Can't be the first one. Speed is 2. Defense, the numbers are backwards. It's not going to be the first one. If we're putting our hopes into one that was the GDs were big boobs, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's got to be the second one, right? So if we're thinking, there was no 69 stat on this one. So there's no way this one's going to be the 3 segment. Right? It wasn't 69. There is one that can be a 3 segment. It's this one. With its speed of 69. Oh, I had so much hope. Not nice at all. Burp. I need another drink, quick. I need another drink. We got an hour left, so... Where you gotta get ready for work. Master Eevee, in my defense, I haven't been on Pokemon Go in like 4 days, okay? I can do it right now. Do it right now. I'm gonna do it right now for you. Whoops. Look. Oh, there's a Charmeleon. Not shiny, though. I don't care. Friends. Karen caught a Sprigatito. Master Eevee. Opened your gift. But you're level 50 already. You don't even need the experience. Send gift. Is that a shiny Spupa? McKnights. Open his gift. Oh no. He sent... McKnights, I hate you. I'm full. My backpack's full. The Frogadier? Not shiny, though. Because of the gift you sent me. It's emotional damage and trauma. I don't care if it's all you have. Drive somewhere else and get something different. The whale slide beside your house, or near your house, not beside your house, but near your house, is a Pokestop. Okay? Pretty sure there's one right by the school that's near your house. There's a mural at that school. I promise you it's probably a Pokestop. That barely fit. Also, you could just wait at the red lights by the garage pub, and the tow truck at the garage pub is a Pokestop. Metallic dog poop. I will take that any day over what you just sent me, because poop is a step up from what you sent me. All right, 51% odds. Let's go. I did not change my encounter numbers. What am I doing? There we go. So much work. That was too much work. No. That number's creeping up there. I don't know if I like that. Oof. No 20-second shiny, huh? And if that news reporter was upset about that 13-year-old kid doing something that nobody else in the world has done. Close one? I'm a close one. But like, if she's upset about somebody beating Tetris and saying go outside, what would she think about me and doing this exact same thing on repeat, which many people have done before? Three, two, USA. Well, go USA. Don't fall. That was a weird side jump. America! F yeah! I cannot sing it, but, you know, since we're here. $75! And if you don't know what that number refers to, I don't know of a hockey player named number 75. Is it actually Ryan Reeves? Awesome. Woke up with being Ray Bork away, and now we're Ryan Reeves away. That doesn't surprise me. It's definitely not a common number. I don't know why, but the name Adam Oates popped into my head. So, they just don't spawn? Lucky friends on Go? We'll have to trade at some point. Oh, it's War 12. Hal Gill. I would have never guessed Hal Gill. Probably because I only know Hal Gill for his later 200 games, not wearing 75. I don't remember what number he had, but I'm pretty sure he played for Pittsburgh at one point in his life. I don't know. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. Good for me. Firm handshakes with that one. Pats on back. I'm great. Now, if these shiny Dunsparce would just be as great as me, it'd be great. Or golden. I don't know. Come up with a term. Master Eevee redeeming the shiny luck. Now it's time for the Dunsparce to answer. And listen. We haven't wasted a shiny luck yet. Alright. Connor Clifton still plays hockey. Who knew? I guess Buffalo and Connor Clifton, but I have not paid any attention. Okay. What I know about hockey is, I would say so. What I would say about my hockey this year, I'm definitely not as invested as last year, and I'm very okay with that. There's so many other things that we're building and working towards and doing. But I'm nowhere near as invested. Like, if you would have told me, you might be able to tell me anything about any team that isn't in the top 10 right now. I don't have downtime. I wake up, I stream. When I end stream, I work on Axis. When I'm done working on Axis, I edit. When I'm done editing, I go to the gym. When I'm done the gym, I go to sleep. When the days I don't stream, I'm doing meal prep or editing. I literally do not have downtime. See, and I think that's the bigger difference. The biggest difference is I don't need that unwind, mindless time. If I was still where I was a year and a half ago at this point, and I would probably be more invested in it. But unless it's the Avalanche or a major headline or a talked about team because they're in the top 10, I couldn't tell you the first thing that's happening in anything right now. I know some teams suck that shouldn't suck, and I know some teams that are doing good that shouldn't be doing good, like Philadelphia and Vancouver. And see, that's the thing, though, is I haven't dropped it. I've just greatly reduced how much of it is consuming my life. Because, and I promise you, this is going to happen too, McKnights, when we get the venue going. I promise you, you're not going to pay to it as much attention. The only way that we might pay as much attention to it is because we're going to have a sports package at the venue. And when lanes aren't going, we're going to have a couple TVs that will be playing sports. And that part of it too. Yeah, that'll be a major part of it too. But I bet you it'll slow down to a certain degree because you don't need that outlet. But I bet you, yeah, it'll... You don't need that outside distraction nearly as much. I'm mean, there's nothing saying that we can't watch whatever's on when we're all caught up. Beautiful. The shiny luck hasn't failed yet. But I mean, for me right now, it's such a small part. It is what it is, right? I've prioritized my life a little bit differently lately. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's still an important thing to me, but there's a lot less hockey in my life. There's a lot less sports in my life. I've said no to going to more hockey games this year than I'm pretty sure I would have ever said in my entire life at this point. Just kind of saying something. If I really wanted to, I would have been at every single Tigers game. That circumstance has gotten better, though, I will admit. That situation has gotten better recently. I think there was a one-on-one chat I didn't know about. Is my gut instinct anyway. How long it lasts? Find out. But we will take advantage of the moment while we can. Or at least until papers are signed. I'm not gonna lie, I am very nervous to contact a REIT. I almost wonder at the end of the day, though, I gotta be like, I gotta think that these people are in these I just don't want to waste somebody's time. But at the end of the day, they're used to deals falling through. They're used to things falling apart. They've been in the profession forever, and it's happened. I won't be the first person that that if things don't work out, I won't be the first person that they've responded to and nothing has happened. And I won't be the last. And I'm not saying that nothing is going to happen. It's my anxiety that says, well, what if? But I gotta just like fully explain the situation. Like, hey, haven't even gone to a bank yet. We're hoping that this is the program. Yeah. That I don't doubt. That I do not doubt. So I just gotta be like, hey, is this possible? I've been building a business plan around that. We're hoping that we qualify for this program. We're just in the minor stages, but if this is something possible with this location. Well, and if it's anything like recently with my grandparents' house sale, there was, which you know about, there was like 4 times where like, this is it, until it was like, okay, no, this is actually it, right? So, I think if I just thoroughly explain the situation of like, hey, I found this program, I haven't even talked to a bank yet, but I need to build a plan and a presentation around what we're doing to qualify for this program, and I'm hoping this location works. Is it doable? Is it feasible? If so, can we move this? Can we move that? Yada, yada, yada. And yeah. And based on like city map and codes and stuff, to that, for what we want to do, the city codes shouldn't be a problem. It's a matter of if the landlord is okay with that happening. In which case, thankfully, I think I should have all the answers. So that if it comes down to, oh, but insurance, it's like, no, you don't have to worry about that. I need my own separate insurance. I need my legalities. I need my waivers. I need my lawyers. I need this. I need that. I need this. I need that. It's all out of your hands as long as I cut you a rent check every single month. The only way that we don't get it is legitimately the landlord just doesn't feel comfortable with something like that happening. Even though we say, like, okay, we're putting cages around things, we're putting up false walls, it'll never damage your stuff, it'll only be damage to my stuff, it'll be blah, 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 blah. We can have all the answers in the world that we want, but at the end of the day, if the landlord doesn't want that there, the landlord doesn't want that there. Find a new spot. But it's a nervous first step. But I think once I do one, exactly, and you can't build a business plan without knowing the space and how much rent is going to be. So, but the nice thing is the person that has that listing also has many other commercial real estate listings where I could be like, okay, well, here's what we need. We need a minimum of a 12-foot ceiling, preferably 15-foot ceiling. We want about 4,000 square feet. That, no, it doesn't. Not for a person afraid of heights. I can attest to that. There you go. Yeah, that makes sense. I was so scared to drive the first time. But, yeah. Contact the realtor and be like, well, not too brainless. so brainless though in this city, I can tell you that much. But that's the nice thing, getting in contact with the realtor and be like, oh, okay, but if this space doesn't work out, this is what we're looking for: 12-foot ceilings to 15-foot ceilings, about 4,000 square feet, you know, accessible washrooms, good for entertainment and alcohol. Show us what you got. Because even if it's out of the way a little bit, I'm coming around to that idea. One, it's a destination attraction, so people will be willing to travel a little bit further. But two, typically those places that are a little bit further out are a little bit cheaper. And if we have a potential loss in revenue because of it's a little bit further out, we also have safety nets in place where that loss in revenue being further out doesn't matter. We also know a thing or two about social media in order to attract people to our location. So I'm not as opposed. Yeah, exactly. I'm not as opposed to like the light industrial areas and things like that, if zonings and all that other stuff allow us to do. A lot of it might be like have to convert an office building, which would increase our renovation costs. But if we have a lower monthly cost on rent, what does it matter? It's like 6-1/2. But that's where we get the numbers. We talk to the realtor, we adjust the business plan I have, and then it's a done deal. I mean, not a done deal, but I've done all I can do before I phone a bank. Also, if you want a good laugh, you should check out a recent post on our Old Place of Works Facebook. I'll wait. You'll laugh. Before I forget this point, though, I'm going to say this point. Also, typically in a spot that's a little bit out of the way, there's a lot of storage space and shop space that could be utilized too, and less of a inconvenience for typical people. Like landlords being, oh, but you're sharpening axes, you're creating dust. Less likely for that opposition as well. Oh, the tractor show. There's some reactions that are positive, but it's going to be a shit show. He's put in the fun zone. And if something's labeled as a fun zone, that is essentially a daycare. Hey, Master Evie, here's a question for you. Since, you know, you're a father and such. If you were at a trade show and you've seen Fun Zone with a trailer full of very sharp objects being thrown at high velocities, would you just drop your kids off and run away? If the answer is no, then you're a responsible parent. If your answer is yes, please rethink your life. Please, for the love of God, rethink your life. But McKnights and I have seen enough with events like that in our town where that is the norm. That is the normal. Oh, axe throwing, that's for everybody. They're 3 years old, they can't even lift the axe. Can they throw it? Our response is no. Our old boss's response is, let him give it a go. Yeah. There's a time where I'm just thinking about legalities for half a second. I don't know if I should tell the story. But nobody died and nobody got hurt, but it was a really damn close call, so I think I'm okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, they can't throw it to get to the target. They gotta get closer. No! No, they don't. Bounces off the target, nearly cuts their foot off. Well, we gotta get them to stick. No! You gotta protect your own business. The answer's no. Specifically because they don't sign waivers there. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to tell the story. If nobody died, I'm okay saying it. And I don't even know these people's names. But it is what it is. Give them a foam axe, which I've seen that he has, but that's not set up there because I'm thinking he thinks it's an adult event. And it won't be. So I was running this trailer at an event. And it was at a rodeo. So, you know what happens at rodeos with cowboys and liquor. And no waivers. And too many people, not enough staff to organize the chaos. Because it was me and one other person running a trailer with 4 targets and 4 axes. And as much as you would yell and scream the rules and safety and code of conduct, nobody would listen. There was a moment in time where I thought a child was about to be decapitated. And I thought I was going to have to be in therapy for the rest of my life. And I thought that, straight up, my entire world was going to be rocked and I would never ever do the thing that I would ever get to love ever again because of trauma. Literally, this man, I told him to wait 19 times, but he basically set his beer bottle on the ground, pushed me out of the way, grabbed the axe, and threw it at the target as his own child was pulling an axe out of the target. He almost hit his own kid in the head with an axe. And I was screaming at him the whole time. I'm not going to step in front of the axe for my own protection. But I'm screaming at him the whole time not to do it. And then he goes and looks at me and he goes, oh, didn't see the kid there. I said, if you're too drunk to not even see your own child, you shouldn't have anything in your hand. Get out of here. I never want to see you again. So, there was that. I refused to work the trailer ever since. I really need to go through and organize these boxes, as sad as that sounds. Oh, Master Eve, you missed my story. Might be for the better. There's no 69 on any of the stats with this Dunsparce or this Dunsparce. I don't have a lot of faith that it's going to become a Dunsparce. So, you know, we got 15 seconds till the ads are over. I need her. It's okay. But here we go. Number 52. Number 52. Will this be the one? One's in chat if this is the one. Two's in chat to see if we're going to go to 185. 7? That's not an option. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Okay, last sandwich of the day. Last sandwich. Why was that a good option for you? I said 1 or 2. Wasn't an option at all. 74. Let's see. The name of the game is Torture Streamer. What do streamers do? They torture themselves with stupid challenges, and then they get tortured more by chat. I forgot that that's the life cycle. I forgot. We were on Ryan Reeves' number like his career. His ice time was short. And so was the amount of time that we were on his number left. I just realized the slime sound. Picking up that first one. I was wrong. Let's go open face on the last one. Let's get the potency going. If you want the actual emote McKnights, it has to be capital O's. Or capital O's. My sound was gross, but gotcha. You didn't want an animated fish to say the same thing? Also, did I miss something? I think I missed something. We got an experience charm at some point, didn't we? Yeah, right there. When did we get that? Did I get that for inviting all the coaches? The only reason it sat in and clued in with me was because you used to only get 100 experience for a picnic, and now I was getting 150. That's 50% more experience. That's ridiculous. I know we got it at some point. Oh, didn't Briere give it to us afterwards? Are you really? You just looked it up, didn't you? Yeah. Alright. The only reason I probably didn't notice it is because my party was full of level 100 Pokemon. And I wasn't getting that experience. And for everything else, I was just using candies. Good to know. Nice with the shiny look. Only one sandwich phased out today. That's not terrible. And the next one had 3, so kind of worked out. The next one had 2. This past one had 1. So this one we either get 0 or 4. Or 7. I'm okay with that. Ideally we get 8, so we just finish off a nice round 60. Would be good. Rhydon was ragdolling me around there because I made him dizzy. Just today? I think it started yesterday. Just because I told you there were 77 subscribers left to the 1,000, say we have Ray Bork numbers to go. But now we gotta figure out who's 74. I don't think... I know there's a 74 out there. I knew there was a Boston player. I was gonna say McAvoy at first, but I was like, no, that's not right. Maybe I should refresh. Fresh! Nope. Still 726. You know what, though? For not being a Boston fan, only being 1 number off, I'll take it. In fact, despising Boston. Disagree. They have like 8 players that are the same from last year. Yeah, surprisingly good. It took the Rangers to have a mini slump for the Bruins to be number 1 overall again. You know what that means? Culture and coaching. Hey GG, what's going on? I think it's just part of the Boston city culture. They kind of gel together. The whole city is very proud, and the people that show up just have a certain pride in themselves. It feels like. Aside from the Patriots this year. At least I think the Patriots are near Boston. I don't think Boston actually has it outside of that, did they? Very proud, very historic history. The Patriots are just a very checkered organization. We won a lot, but there's a lot of asterisks going on. And our owner tends to be maybe somebody that shouldn't go to massage parlors. Yeah, so it's basically the same thing. Basically the same thing. I get a massage on Wednesday. It's not going to be comfortable, that's for sure. I'm long overdue. Yeah, but you're strange and weird. And you don't eat food that is pure white. So... goodbye vanilla pudding. Doesn't have to be a stranger. Get a friend that's a massage therapist. Nobody should be eating tofu. It's got a high estrogen content. Just saying. Kills your testosterone. If you want the gains, don't eat tofu. If you want to get jacked, don't eat tofu. Yeah, McKnight's has it by the bowlful every night, though. Maybe that's why he's such a bitch. That one was just way too easy to set up. Oh, it goes and changes the subject now. Yo, Jesse, the king of Pokemon, what's going on? Used to sell it at the old job. McKnight's won't even have it deep fried. Alright, let's try it down here. So good. Maybe as I have lunch before I go work on other stuff, I'll go watch the highlights. Highlight packs are like 9 minutes, it's no problem. You know, I'm pretty excited to finish up that axe handle that I've been working on for the past like 7 months. It's actually only been like 3 weeks, but it's besides the point. And I'm pretty happy to move on to the next project, another full axe build. Funny enough,
That next full axe build be enough to apply for the certified maker program. You don't really want to go. I don't blame you for not wanting to go to work. Been there. Should I show up at like 5 minutes to close when you got everything mostly cleaned up, and then I'll just ask for all the dirtiest stuff? I got GST money today, don't tempt me. Minutes? What about 2 minutes to close? Is that 9 o'clock? You know what? I'll show up at 7 just to be on the safe side, and I'll stand in line and wait for 2 hours deciding what I want. And then I'll just stand there and wait until you've cleaned what you need. And then I'll ask for that. Oh, I'm a special customer, though. You know, I just thought a random flashback moment here. And then you receive a complaint. Then they fire you with cause, and guess what? No unemployment's collected. Okay, so McKnights, I know... Okay. I want to know your opinion on this. Just bring up the audio on the cameras. That's all I'd have to do. I'd get them time-stamped. I want to know your opinion on something. Our cameras don't have audio. Then don't then don't flip me off. I could just see it now. You just finished cleaning that blender. I would like a frappe. Just immediately the middle finger goes up. Okay, so old place of work. Remember how somebody would walk in at 22 and we would say, you can do your thing, but you're only going to get 20 minutes, but you got to pay for the half hour. And then we would get yelled at for that. But I think the reason that we didn't fully service that, from my side anyway, is because we didn't get paid for extra time. We would roll back our time, even though we were actually working. When it's ours, are we okay staying that extra 10 minutes? Because I am. Now, that's only going to happen on potentially 2 days out of 7, based on the structure that we have on our business plan, because most likely Sunday through Thursday, it's going to be a floating time frame that we go home anyway, based on how quickly leagues finish up. But when it comes to the weekdays, if somebody comes in at 7:45 and says, can we throw, The answer is yes, but you only get 15 minutes because we close for our leagues. I'd say that's fair. I'd say that's fair. But legitimately through, like, Sunday through Thursday, the answer is no. We're full at 8 o'clock because of leagues. And then we just hope that League understands that we had a group right until then. But they can get started on the other 3 lanes while we repair the 1 lane that potentially got beaten up. Yeah, that's fair. Stand your ground. Don't take no shit is the answer to that. Just because, like, I just hate to turn away money too. If it's like a couple or a single person, it's like, well, I'm gonna turn away your $25 because the people that just paid me 110 each are coming in. If you want to continue to throw, you can give me 110 bucks and join them. I might talk a little bit more to Nick and Kendra as well to see if they're finding value to stay open during leagues. I don't see it though. Like, they do nothing but sanctioned leagues, so it's just 4 games a person. They could literally condense their league into 2 lanes, have their dedicated judge to those 2 lanes, and be good with it. We are going to have 1 less lane, and potentially just as many people. And I've already been throwing out there the idea of private leagues, and people seem to be really enjoying it. So we'll start with it that way. Go from there. You need a booster box if you're playing that. A booster box of axes? I'll provide you an axe. Oh, don't you worry. With affiliate ordering, that's like 43 bucks. Pretty sure we could sacrifice that. As a custom? Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you could use veneers instead of tape. Custom EVX? That could be done. Believe it or not, that could be done with a laser etcher if you wanted it on the handle, or just like literally engraved if you wanted it on the axe head. It can absolutely be done, no problem. Now here's the question, McKnights. Would you still want the regular old... I'd find a way to get one? I'll find a way to get one. We have a place in town that would actually legitimately laser engrave that into the axe head for sure. It'd be cheaper, so why not? I mean, true. And the regular house axes, they stick just fine in poplar. And poplar is forgiving enough that you can land slightly sideways. Not very sideways, but you can land slightly sideways. It's forgiving enough that way. Which is basically your throw. Slightly crooked man, you. Not entirely straight. I mean, somebody, not to like call anybody out because I just got the notification that the Americans won the World Juniors. Not to call anybody out, but just as an example of what doesn't stick in poplar is a Joanne throw. That does not stick. She is a person with a shoulder impingement that's right-hand dominant that needs to learn the two-handed throw. Yeah, strictly end grain. But if she learned the two-handed throw, she'd be fine. The problem is, her one shoulder impinges her too much that I don't think she could get the full proper swing. Overhand. I think the problem is, she can only move her shoulder like this. She can't move her shoulder like this. I think that's the problem. Personal training background helps out with that too, I guess. Knowing what happens. She'll never say that she has a shoulder issue, but just based on body mechanics, I could tell you she has a shoulder issue. And her little half step. To get any sort of forward straight momentum, she has to lean her body like this. That tells me 100% her shoulder doesn't move. Well, I guess maybe that depends on the position, though, too. She might just be able to do an underhand lob for whatever she does. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure, like you said, she plays, like, slow pitch or softball or something like that, because you intentionally tripped Brian that one time. I figured as much. She might be better off as a back catcher at that point, but it's the same difference as first. We're almost done the sandwich, aren't we? Oh my god. Good. I'll be honest, if he shows up at our venue, I'm going to be like, alright, dude. Here's the thing. And I'm going to use Waddle affiliation for this. I'll be like, because I still have a grudge against him, but at the same point, I don't want to say no. Because there's no reason to spray me in the face with water when I'm not even against you. Because you want me to screw up. Not acceptable. But I'm going to be like, hey, just so you know, we are affiliated with the World Axe Throwing League, but we are actually taking it serious. We are doing everything that we possibly can to keep this affiliation. We want big tournaments here. We want to take this. We have a code of conduct to follow, and there are certain things that are not allowed, and things like that are not allowed. So if you can come in and you can prove to us that you're here for a competitive reason, a serious reason, but you're still here to have a good time without crossing a line, then great. Appreciate it. More than welcome to come in. But know that this is your warning. If we see that you're spraying people with water, you're calling them names, you're flipping them off. We can't have that. This is your warning. Kind of thing. We can definitely put that. And we would also have to like include somewhere the list. Like maybe put in like a QR code or something to the code of conduct page of World Axe Throwing League, because that's what we have to follow. Love when people call when you're busy. See, here's the thing, Master Eevee. People just don't phone me. Huh. You know, and then if they sign it without even scanning the QR code, that's on them. Also, before I forget, do we want to try and do digital waivers before I forget? Any luck? Nope. No luck at all, Kyle. We've evolved 6, and no luck. You don't want to do digital waivers? I thought that was a big thing that we wanted to do digital waivers. Oh, you got to be the middleman for that situation again, eh? Fair enough. Then we shall get a lawyer to draft up a physical copy one. I am A-okay with that. Kyle could take anywhere from 53 at this point to 500. We don't know. That's the beautiful part about the hunt. It's either going to happen quickly or it's not. And we are at the mercy of the random number generator, the RNG. And that's also what keeps it intriguing and interesting. I feel like there's less inherent risk at cart places, as crazy as that sounds. Womp womp, phased out. Womp womp. Right now I'm, on the outside of that original odds percentage. We're lowering down. Lowering down. Unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Well, I think we'll have to wait till Monday, unfortunately, for that. Because I'm going to have to call it a stream at this moment. A lot of work. Yeah, we'll just make that. We'll just get somebody to draft one up for us that we can continue to copy, but we need to have specific that we know what we're looking for and all that other jazzy stuff. But yeah, we're gonna call it a stream there. Got a lot of work to do. I'm taking the weekend off, catch up, get in a routine. So there's only one issue that with that McKnights, and that's if we run out. We may not have any on hand, so I still don't hate the idea of a printer and a scanner. We'll continue the conversation throughout the day, McKnights. I know I'm the one that opened up the wormhole, but I'm gonna end stream too. So, yeah. Thank you everybody for hanging out. YouTube, you're crushing it. You guys are rocking it. We're up to 926 subscribers, which is unreal. Unreal. We are 1,047 watch hours away from having monetization for memberships and super chats. And just over 2,000 away from getting the AdSense revenue. So if we keep it up, we're going to crush it out of the park. I appreciate each and every one of you. I got to go. I'm busy indeed. You're not wrong. For somebody that is quote unquote unemployed, I sure have a lot going on. Thank you, everybody. I hope you all enjoy your weekend. It's the weekend, so make sure you do something for yourself. It's healthy. It's good for the soul. And we've got to do things that are good for the soul. So that's where we're going to call it. I hope to see you guys Monday. Love you all. See you all soon.